Hi, Eric. Nice to meet you. I'm Ariana.
Well, nice to meet you, Ariana.
So, I saw your show. It was
Well, thank
amazing.
you so much. Thank you.
It, I cried. I
Oh,
danced. I am now afraid of Joe slash the manager. I'm very suspicious of the manager. Is he so many things have happened? But what was your reaction when you first got the role? Because this is your debut, correct?
yeah, this is my professional theater debut. My reaction when I got the role, it's actually a funny story. My mom told my younger brother that I got it first before I did it because I was asleep. And so she ran and like opened his door and just said like, your brother got the part, then came and found me. And so I was half asleep when she first told me. So I was like, wait, what? And then she was like, it was my mom, my agent, my manager, they were all on the phone. And then they told me, I remember I was like, I didn't have any words. I was just so excited, so thrilled that I knew finally I got to be part of this, got to be part of such an amazing production. I was just so excited.
It's big. It's major. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you're a triple threat. You can act, sing, and dance. Which one is
Thank
your
you.
favorite though?
That's tough. I don't know that I can pick a favorite. I started out as a singer. I started out singing and performing on stage alongside my older brother, who's a musician, um, Ellis Hamilton. I started performing with him when I was 8 years old. That's when I started singing on stage with him. I didn't find theater till I was 10, then fell in love with theater. And then that's really when I started getting into acting and dancing more. And then when I got to college, I they didn't have a musical theater program, so I focused more on acting and fell more in love with acting then. And like throughout all of this, my mom and my aunt are both dancers, so I grew up dancing a lot with them and training with them. So I really don't know that I could pick a favorite. Like I love all three and different aspects of all three,
It's just so
especially when I
intertwined.
get to combine them and do it all at once.
Yes, yes. So you play Michael. It's a bit confusing if unless you see the musical because it's like there's Michael, then there's MJ, and there's little Michael. You have to actually see it
Yeah,
to
right.
understand it. But you play Michael, but you're basically in 40 to 60% of the time you are playing the main character, to be honest. Um, what is your favorite number to perform?
Ooh, I gotta start by saying I love them all. I love every last number, whether I'm in it or not. But
Mhm.
I think my favorite number to perform as Michael is probably Wannabe. Wannabe Starting Something is probably my favorite number for multiple reasons. One, just because that's like one of my favorite songs from MJ. Like I just love Wannabe, the energy of that song. And I love the story that's told within that song alone because you see his journey from, he got denied album of the year, the Grammys, and then this was his comeback. And you see him, it starts off with just the idea in the studio, and then it grows into, the hit that it is. So I just love getting to tell that story, and that number is so much
Yeah, I think my favorite is Thriller because for your
fun.
part, you get the cute little werewolf teeth, so that's
Yeah.
cool. And then it's a good number, but then when it comes back again, it
Oh
has
yeah.
like
People
a
don't know what to
different
expect.
perspective.
Oh yeah.
And then Man in the Mirror, which I'm just crying at this point, 'cause then you have a different point of view, but then you're also like internally yelling like, "You can't change your father. You can only change yourself." And that's like the meaning of the song. Like, there's just a lot at that point. Um, so Michael goes through, as you were saying, so many major moments in his career that you portray during the musical. What is kind of the biggest moment for you that you enjoy portraying, whether it's great or a bit dark and sad, aka Pepsi?
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely the moment of him sort of coming into his own and growing, that whole wannabe Quincy Studio section where he's kind of finding himself and really taking off. But I do also like the the victory tour section because that's kind of when he's already made it on his own, but he has to come back, and this is kind of when, he makes a decision that like he is, he kind of realizes his worth in a way. So I'd say it's between those two in terms of my favorite moment to play. It's either the wannabe Quincy Studio section or the Victory Tour Pepsi section.
Yeah, the Pepsi one, when I saw it, even though like I've seen the movie like a million times, but when I saw it on stage, I was like, oh wow, oh, okay, like it's happening. Um, but my favorite joyous moment is when he wins Album of the Year because I'm like, exactly, I did that. Is like my favorite moment. Um, what is the key to mastering the moonwalk?
Um, Practice, practice, practice. That is the key right there. I was blessed to be able to work with Rich and Tone Talawega, the Talawega brothers, who worked with MJ, but then also got to choreograph for him. So they're kind of like a living lifeline. They actually got to be in the room with him, dance with him, choreograph for him, work alongside him. So I spent a lot of time in the studio with them while I was rehearsing in New York, just day in, day out, working on all the different moves, everything back to back. If it didn't look right, we were doing it over and over till it got to a point where they're like, okay, that looks good, keep practicing. I'm constantly still to this day watching videos of his performances and his music videos and short films, just watching everything, trying to watch and continue to learn because it's still constantly a learning process. And then just practice like every day after rehearsal. When I would go home before I went to bed, I would just be in the living room, like practicing all the different moves that I learned that day, and just kind of rewatching videos that I took of myself to focus on the moves. Be like, okay, let me tweak this, adjust this foot here. So just constant practice, repetition. That's the key that I tell everyone. They're like, how do you do it? Just practice it over and over.
Yes. So you also have played MJ, which we know is that present day Michael, dangerous tour Michael. What's it like to play MJ compared to Michael?
It's surprisingly, I thought it would be a huge switch, but it's not as big as I thought it was going to be initially. The biggest thing for me is that whereas Middle Michael kind of goes through an arc of being, kind of the young teen to sort of growing into his own, by the time we get to the main MJ, he's kind of realized, not kind of realized, he's realizing who he is as an artist, as a performer, as an entertainer. So the energy, while it's there, it's not as childlike, if that makes sense. And that's from the acting standpoint. From the dancing standpoint, he's he was insane on the stage. Like he was crazy. His moves, like I always tell people, it's amazing how it seems like it's so erratic and all over the place, but it's so precise, it's so measured. Um, yeah, and then it's just more precision and some more advanced techniques when you get to the MJ level. But I mean, yeah, so it's the change wise, it's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but there's still some things that after doing Middle Michael for so often, when I do go on as MJ, I'm like, okay, I gotta adjust this, gotta tone down here, gotta bring this up.
Yes. And as MJ, you get to go in the toaster. What is that like?
It's, I mean, it's a blast. It's really cool. Don't want to say too much for those who still haven't seen the show. You have to come see it for yourself. But I will say, it's a lot of fun. I remember when I initially was learning about it, I was like nervous at first. I was like, seems like I don't know what's gonna happen. But then when they talked me through it, and I got to do it once, I was like, this is actually kind of fun. So
It's amazing. It's funny because like now you see that in like present day tours and you're just like, it was worth it. It all worked out.
yeah,
Like, yay.
absolutely.
So you're performing in Detroit, which I would argue, other than like your hometown in Gary, Indiana, this is probably like the most monumental place to play this.
Yeah.
What has it been like performing here? And I saw that you guys, I believe you were able to visit Hitsville, USA. How has all of this been like the past couple days?
So I know some people did. That was like a handful. I wasn't part of that group, but I think we're gonna try to go soon, sometime next week. But being in Detroit, it's amazing. The energy here is incredible. The reception from the audience is great. Like the interaction from the crowd. I always love being able to have the audience close to us to feel their energy because that really it plays a huge part in the show overall. Like, yeah, we still perform, but getting the energy from the crowd is amazing. And the energy that Detroit has brought so far has been fantastic. From opening night, like when the top of Beat It starts, they just scream. And it's like so great. It just, fuels everything. And I love it. But yeah, no, I mean, it's been wonderful getting to be here, getting to experience this energy and this atmosphere. And I can't wait to go check out Hitsville. Like, I'm really excited for all of it just to continue the rest of the time here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there opening night, and we are known to be talkers and motivators. So I know that's been beautiful. What is another artist that you would love to be a part of a musical, either of their life or like a jukebox musical featuring their music?
That's tough. Okay, I will say, they haven't made musical about like Bruno Mars yet. He's, my other favorite artist. Love Bruno Mars and his music. But a musical that is out, I remember I told my mom, I saw Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. And I told my mom after coming out to see this show, I was like, I can only see myself getting to be a part of two shows. And that is like, I want to do two shows forever. And that's MJ. I hadn't even seen MJ yet, but I just knew that they had one about him. He's my favorite artist. So I was like, MJ or Ain't Too Proud. I remember I came out of that show looking up to see how I could become a Temptation.
Oh, good.
It was so good.
Who would you play?
I would want to play Eddie Kendricks.
Oh my goodness, don't make me cry. It's so good. I can see, I thought you were going to say David Ruffin though.
I thought that too, but I just love, Eddie's voice and how high he gets to sing. And
Mhm.
I feel like that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes.
I get to
Oh,
sing Just My Imagination, like that. I'd love to sing that song.
oh my goodness. I saw that here too twice. It's uh,
So good.
top shelf. Great.
So
You have amazing taste. I'm loving this.
good. Thank you.
How do you prepare each day to start the show, like your day-to-day life? And also, how do you kind of calm down after the show? Because it is so high energy.
Yeah. Day to day, just kind of always trying to make sure I'm watching out for my voice because that's a huge part. My body constantly stretching, icing, doing what I need to do to make sure my body's right for the performance. And then vocally warming up before the performance. I give myself as much time as I need to get that set. And then post show, same thing, stretching again when I get back home, icing whatever I need to, and then just going on vocal rest after, I'm done with the day, after I've spoken to whoever I need to talk to and finish the show and everything. When I go home, vocal rest, not yelling, not screaming, trying to avoid loud talking as much. I'll bring my voice down.
Mhm.
And then typically when the day is over, I'll check in with my family, my mom, my younger brother who's currently at school, check in with the rest of my family. Or, I say my mom because my mom, my dad, and my older brother are together while my younger brother's at school. So I'll check in on them, check in on my younger brother, and then just kind of take it easy for the rest of the day. Just relax, unwind, de-stress, maybe put on a movie or a show, and then call it a night, try to get some rest, get up, get ready for the next day.
Yes. I know that you guys can only bring like two bags. What is something that you are like, is your tour essential?
My tour essential traveling with me,
Mhm.
that's tough. Okay. Both of these are serious answers, but like it would either be my water bottle, constantly making sure that I'm staying hydrated, or just quite literally my hearing aids so I can hear. Because I'm not deaf, but I'm hard of hearing. I have hearing loss, mild to severe hearing loss in both ears. So just quite literally making sure that I have my hearing aids on a daily basis. I hope that didn't take a dark turn from what people were expecting, but I mean that's just
Oh,
being honest. But then also the nasal mister that stays in my trunk and I pull it out when I get to the theater and just, making sure that everything stays clear.
no, no, no. That didn't, people have different, that's a spectrum. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So, but thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Like, I got 15 minutes of your only ability to talk. I feel very special. But Congratulations on everything. What
Thank
an
you so much.
incredible show. And I can't wait to talk to you about Ain't Too Proud to Beg when it's back on Broadway or the tour when you play in that
Thank you.
show. So
Thank you.
congratulations on everything. I'm so excited and enjoy Detroit and the rest of the tour.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes,
Okay,
and
great.
thank you for having me. And yes, also just for those of you watching, definitely come support, come see the show. We're here for, the rest of this week and then next week. And also we have a special treat for you all on October 31st, a special spooky treat after the show for curtain call, what it's called Thrillerween, if you haven't heard of it. But yeah, it's a little surprise that you guys might want to come see. There are still some great seats available, so if you get your tickets now, you can come be a part of our little treat for you guys on Halloween.
Oh my goodness, I might have to come again. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And you have a great show tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a good one. Bye.
You as well. Bye.